Warning, the acts done in this video are dangerous and should not be replicated by anyone. Ever.
All right, so, hi. Wow, I can't believe I just did that stupid thing. We went into my car to talk about how hot the car gets, and I'm a little sweaty now. Talk about the challenges of living in the desert in Vegas. I try to make this video all summer. This is the last weekend, or last week it could be hot, so you'll see why I'm sweating in just a minute. 1, 2, 3, and action. Okay, if you live in the desert, you know heat can kill animals, children, give people brain damage. We're going to go into the car today and talk about how to cope with the heat in the desert. And my name is Steve and I'm not leaving Las Vegas. Let's go in the car right now. According to this thermometer I have, this gauge, it says it's 126 degrees when it's stuck on the actual window outside. I have a meat thermometer because I don't know how responsive this is to temperature, but we're going to bring this in and a meat thermometer as we talk about the heat in the desert and what you should do. Now I have a backup camera too, and because this camera might overheat too. Things overheat, that's going to be one of the things we talk about. So let's get into my ride, my old ride. It's all paid for, so no criticisms there. And we're going to talk about heat in the desert as I try to make sure that I don't look too terrible in this light right here. All right, so how's it going, everybody? My name is Steven. I'm now leaving Las Vegas. This is going to be a challenge to do because I have a wire tethered to me. And I'm a Vegas blogger, and hope you guys would like, share, subscribe, hit the bell for future notifications. So right now we're in the car. I've locked myself in. Now, if you guys are worried, don't worry. I looked it up. Saunas get up to 230 degrees Fahrenheit. It's not going to be that hot in this vehicle. I can guarantee you that. If you guys like this video, check out our channel sponsor, P9 Magazine. They are on the billboard over at Resorts World, and they're huge. They're advertising their brand. Filipinas, pinup models. You guys might like that if you're the dudes. If you're the ladies, you like all the women's stuff. And everybody else who's Filipino or Filipina, it's your culture. Go and support it. So we have this harsh light. This is what happens when you film in a car. And if you guys want to also help us out, visit vegasfacemask.com. No S at the end. That's us right there. My wife Caroline makes these. Go real close. See that beautiful mask in that glaring sunlight. So imagine you park your car somewhere in the desert and you get into it. It's really hot, but you think to yourself like, hey man, I can just go away for a few minutes. It's no big deal. I can just put my kids somewhere. Not a hassle, but it is a hassle. I'm going to try moving this camera a little bit. Maybe I have to hold it to look better, but it is a problem. And the problem is you can actually kill animals and children in cars like this. But it's not just the vehicles that you're in and that kind of stuff. It's how hot is it actually in the desert in the valley? Right now it says it's 122 degrees in here, but this thing is kind of fading away fast. So let's switch to the meat thermometer and see what that says. So how hot does it get? We're going to figure that out in this vehicle, but what about living in this desert landscape? What is that actually like? And I'll tell you what, it's a challenge. This one actually says it's 123 degrees, almost 124. It is a challenge to be in this landscape in the desert. So I'm going to go over a few things that you'll notice if you do move here. First of all, if you move here, your car battery is going to die a lot faster. Now, I'm sure the same things can be said in parts of California and parts of Arizona and parts of Texas. So if you guys are from those places, chime in, leave me a comment. What was the hottest temperature you ever experienced? It's 128 degrees in here right now. So, I mean, if you are buying a car battery out here, get the insurance, get the extended warranty. The reason is not that your car runs any hotter when you're in the desert. I thought so too. I don't know anything about cars, obviously. But no, the reason is because you have to deal and account for the fact, we're going to just kind of put this here in the center. So I put it there, it's in the sun. We have to account for the fact that cars regulate themselves. I didn't know anything about this when I first came here. I thought cars run hotter. They certainly don't. Cars regulate their temperature, but your battery will dry up faster. That's one challenge. The other challenge is electronics. Electronics tend not to work the same way. For example, if I go out to the strip and I bring my smartphone with me and I'm trying to film anything, or a GoPro camera, this little one is not actually overheated on me yet. That's why I brought it. I'm going to put it in the shade in case I need to swap cameras real fast. When I get out to the strip and I'm trying to do things, when it gets hot out there, and your phone will shut itself off if you're trying to use the camera. If you're not trying to use the camera, you might not be able to use the flashlight. That's one challenge as well. You know, and the other challenge about moving here, things I wish that I knew was, if you had an active social life and you really liked to do things outside during the daytime, you're going to be finding yourself doing things a little bit differently. You're going to be finding yourselves waiting until it's later on in the evening time and waiting until the sun starts to go down. But that's another thing about living here that most people don't suspect. It's freaking hot when it's 5 o'clock in the evening and it's not sundown. It's actually cooler in the morning time at 11, 12 o'clock at night than it is in the actual evening time. So something weird about our elevation out here in Las Vegas and Nevada, I guess, it's that the sun hits in a certain way and it just gets really hot at 5 o'clock in like late June, early July, and into early August. It's now, oh shoot. Okay, I switched it into Celsius mode, but it's 60 degrees Celsius, and it is now, come on, I need you to go to Fahrenheit for me. It's 141 degrees right now. And this camera is showing me signs of shutdown, so I have to transfer over to this one and continue it on, okay? So we're going to shut down. This Lumix is burning to death inside, and it'll shut down at any moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm literally going to and keep recording on my little one. The audio might change quality-wise too because I'm mic'd up on one and not on the other. Okay, we got our third backup and I'm sweating a little bit right now. A little bit is an understatement, as you can see. My Lumix is shut down and I can't get this little one to work either. So there's your electronics starting to fail on you. And anyways, we were talking about your way of life when you get out here. You're gonna have to switch things around a little bit. You can't have much of a social life during the daytime in the summertime if you wanna go out. And that's why typically in the Strip, in the summertime, you'll see people, I'm going to put this in the shade, you're going to see people that spend a lot more time, I have a messy car, you'll see people that have a lot less time on the Strip outside during the daytime than they do during the nighttime. People come out at night, and that's the way it is. It's 141 degrees right now. I don't think it's going to get any hotter than this. Just for extreme sakes, let's try putting this on top of the dashboard, as this iPhone is also starting to dim out, which means it's going to shut down too. So I guess in the end of things, I can't make this video very long because it's just far too hot out here. At the end of things, at the end of the day, when you want to come to a place like Las Vegas and you want to come to the desert, you're going to have to think about, you know, your electronics. If you're an outdoor person, you want to go out there, you want to use your phone, you want to be by the pool. It doesn't matter. Your phone's going to shut down. You put it in the water, you risk, even though they're waterproof, water damage getting in. You're also going to risk things like your car batteries dying on you. You're going to risk things like, you know, your social life if you have an outdoor thing that you like to do, and you're going to have to kind of structure yourself around it. Now, at the same time, is that necessarily a bad thing that we're so hot all the time? And I'd say probably not. And the reason I'm saying that is because, by the way, it's really, really hot right now. I'm sweating, like I'm sweating a lot. I'd say it's probably not necessarily a bad thing because at the same time, we don't have snow. We don't have those kind of extreme weather conditions. We don't have that happening here. So although you have to kind of suffer through a good amount of the heat in the summertime, at the end of the day, it's the winter. That's the heavenly part about living in a place like Vegas. You're never going to shovel snow. You're never going to see ice storms. And the coldest it's ever going to get is a few degrees below freezing, 32 degrees Fahrenheit, or, you know what, 0 degrees Celsius. Speaking of that, when I put on the dashboard, yeah, I'm not joking you. It's showing 171 degrees. I don't know if you guys saw that. Get that on the camera. It's hard to see it because the screen is now starting to wig out on me. But yep, 171 degrees on that dashboard right there. I'm in the shade right now, so it was reading at 141 as I'm sitting in here right now. So 160, 159 as I take it down and put it there. It's hot in these vehicles, and it's hot in this desert. So I survived. I had to leave. I had to bail. All of my cameras broke down, so I wasn't actually able to do anything for the end of the video. So I guess that's the main point. It gets up to 171 degrees on the dashboard of a car in Vegas. It gets up to 141 degrees on this particular day in this particular area with that particular vehicle, which has some tinting on the windows. And you really shouldn't leave your kids in a car, obviously, or your pets. But considerations for moving here, that's the important part. That was the main thing of this video. Man, that was tough. That was a challenge. It's going to be a mess to edit. But you know, if you're coming out here, yeah, your vehicle uptake, your maintenance, things like this are going to happen. You know, we even talked about the bills. We're going to talk about the bills and what it costs to live out here in future videos. We're going to focus more on moving to Vegas and living here and stuff like that too. You know, you're going to be treating your electronics and your stuff differently. The heat destroys products and items. You're also going to be changing your way of life if you enjoyed an outdoor lifestyle. But those are all things that you should consider when you move out here. But at the same time, guess what? A lot of shovel, no snow, no ice storms, no hurricanes, no tornadoes, the occasional torrential downpour that leads to a flood, but I have not known a single person that's ever been flooded in Vegas. But that's my video today. I'm sticking to it. My name is Steven. I appreciate you guys watching. I am very sweaty right now. It was really hot in there, so yeah, it's interesting. So until the next one, take you out with a 3, 2, 1 click. Like, share, subscribe. Check out our channel sponsor, P9 Magazine, and also hit that bell and hit subscribe and leave us a comment below. What's the hottest you've ever been? As we gotta go and say 3, 2, 1 click. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1 and click. Oh, hey, look at that. You're still watching. Hey, if you're still watching, you must be a super duper fan or something. If you're not already, go over to Patreon if you guys could consider that, you know, for as little as 6 cents per day. And more if you want to do more. If you can afford to do more, not everybody can. You can get more content that we're doing on a regular basis. And I'm going to be posting some good stuff there. Cutting room floor stuff. Patreon's basically not going to rob me like YouTube does. And I love making videos for YouTube. But I love giving back to those who support the very most. So thank you guys. And if you can't afford Patreon, I totally understand. I get it. No shame in that. Just share this video. Like this video. Put this video somewhere interesting. And now I got to go. Like Arnold would say, get to the chopper. Come on, do it. It's so weird when I do it in my voice. You can actually see it coming out of my mouth. At least it's weird to me. How would Arnold say, come on, what's wrong with you? Go, you have a life. Go spend time with your family. Yeah, family. Yeah, Arnold doesn't know about family. All right, here's the real 3, 2, 1 click. 3, 2, 1 and click.